Wait.
Well,
Bam!
as ready as I'll ever be.
And I think, yes, we are live. All right. I had some technical difficulties. We're getting started a little bit late. But here we go. Welcome to the stream, everybody who's watching, who may not be watching now, but might be watching later. This is the KTS Theories Unexplained stream and podcast, because hopefully one of these days we'll get this up and running on the podcast places. Yeah. And so I am your host, Krypton, aka Caleb. And this is Tango. Tango, say hi.
What up?
And this is Silent Prune, aka Silent Prunes, or Prunes.
Yeah, prunes.
Prunes. You got me nervous, guys. I've got notes in front of me this time. I'm almost prepared. Almost prepared.
Howdy doodly, everybody.
This episode is subtitled Ghosts and Hauntings, because today we're going to talk about ghosts, haunted places, haunted objects, and possibly get into haunted people, the potential of that. So, I'm fascinated with this subject.
Yes, as am I, very much so.
Totally fascinated by this subject. Let's, and with most people, when they get into this kind of subject, there's something that kind of kicks them off and gets them started and gets them intrigued by the idea of this. And so then they start digging in and watching ghost hunting shows. And I'm guilty of that. I listen to, podcasts about haunted places and oddities and things like that. So, let me move this a little bit out of the way so I can see a little bit.
I'm right there with you. I watch way too many videos of ghost-related paranormal stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's so freaking exhilarating to watch most of the time.
Addictive too. I can sit there and it's like, I can watch one more. I can watch one more today. No, I gotta watch
one more.
It's 11 o'clock and I have to, yeah, it's 11 o'clock and I have to be at work at 5 a.m. or something. So, yeah, one more.
Ooh, this one's only 2 hours long. Okay.
Yeah, I can watch that, right? There's enough time to watch that. So, but yeah, I'm constantly consuming this kind of information, and so let's see here. So we'll start with you, Prunes. What got you interested? What is your personal experience and what got you interested in it?
So my personal experience with all of it is, obviously, this is well before I started working with the company that I do now, because I've had more working with this place than I have anything else. But I have an auntie, B. That's all I've ever known her as, is Auntie B. And she died in this house when she stayed here for a few years with us. And after that, my mum always used to tell me, every now and again, have you ever smelt rose perfume, so perfume that smells like roses or anything that smells sweet? Mm-hmm. She's around. But the best way I can explain her is she is a douche, because she's one of them ones. She is, man. She's one of them ones. She moves shit around.
Well, now I want to see something just fall in the background on you.
Well, the worst part is, if she wants to kill me, I've now owned a sword, so she can easily do that. It's right next to me.
What did you used to call her? I mean, what did you call your grandma? I would call my grandma.
It's not a grandma, it's an auntie.
An auntie.
So it's one of my mum's sisters or some shit like that. She was related to us by marriage.
I just ask out, because it's this is the house, right? The house you're in right now?
Yeah, and she's mainly upstairs with me.
Ask her to move that monster sign. Is that a clock or just a sign? Looks like a lid.
It's just a sign, but she'll only move stuff if the room's completely dark and if I'm asleep, because I'll wake up and I know I've put something on my desk in front of me, because it's like with my cup, I always keep my cup in front of me. And the other week, I know I had a drink up here, for me to find it by my loft hatch, stood up, and I don't ever put it by my loft hatch because I know I'll kick it down the loft. So I always keep it on my desk. And conveniently, I go downstairs and I kicked it down the loft ladders. And I swear that's the reason why she did it, because she is a douche and she knows she is. But that's the main thing that started it. But in this house alone, she's died in it, 2 young kids and a 34-year-old or something like that. That's what it's on the history of the house.
Yeah.
How old is the house?
That's why on the house now is about 90 to about 100 years old. I know it's a few years away from being a listed building.
Wow.
Dang.
Well,
That's why, like, if we slam the back door, the entire house shakes.
British engineering.
that's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
My house was the original part of the house was built in the 30s, and I don't have that issue. But I was, mine was American made.
Back when you could buy a house kit at Sears for like 10, 15 grand.
And super glue it together.
Exactly, and it's still around.
That is exactly what this is. I swear, the back door is probably like super glued to the frame nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool, then.
Yeah.
All right, Tango, it's your turn. What is your experience?
And what got me interested? I was gonna make a joke and say the sex scene in Ghostbusters, but
There was a sex scene in there was. Kind of.
Not a real in-depth sex scene, but his pants getting undone by a ghost, and he's like, oh.
Yeah. He's like,
if you want to talk about ghost sex scenes, then we just have to go to the Scream movie where she's in the bedroom with the ghost.
There's that too. That's true. What legit for me? It's been my life. Ever since I was a newborn, I've been surrounded, affected, whatever you want to call it, by paranormal and spiritual energy. But from what I can remember, I don't know how long ago it was, but I've always been able to hear voices all the time of different places. I've heard a lot of shit in this house.
That's schizophrenia. Oh,
no. It's just starting.
Go ahead.
He thinks it's ghosts.
I know it's not just me because my wife has heard it a few times too. She's like, "Hey, did you say something?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "I heard someone's like talking." I'm like, "Wasn't me." And then the other day, actually this past week, she was like, "Hey, were you like talking through the camera phone?" Because we got cameras in our house and they have mics and such. She's like, "Were you talking to the camera?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't even check it this week." She's like, "Someone was talking at me through the camera. It sounded like a woman." I'm like, "Okay, I've heard a woman talk, but it's not through the camera. I've heard a woman talk all the time. I've actually heard her call my son a few times in this house." But before that, the first thing I guess I could say, not that I can remember, this is what my mom told me. When I was a newborn, I wouldn't stop crying because I was a newborn. My mom was a new mother. My grandmother had already passed a few years before, so my mom never had the help from her. But she was holding me, trying to get me to stop crying, and she was screaming out to her mother, "Why'd you leave? Why'd you die? You left me with this, now I'm on my own." And all of a sudden, instantly, she felt like a breeze pass through her that smelled exactly like her mother's perfume used to smell. And I immediately stopped crying and was perfectly tamed after that.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the first instance of me being, put forth towards the paranormal side. And then later on, when I was like 3 or 4 at the diner my mom worked at, one of the waitresses or / owners or whatever that worked there, she had passed a little while ago. My mom knew her. But I would stay at the diner sometimes, as babysitting, ain't got the money for daycare and such. But my mom was like, "Where'd he go?" And she'd come around the corner sometimes too. It had like a separate little like group room kind of thing, some restaurants are.
Yeah.
And I would be sitting in the corner looking at the corner talking. My mom's like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'd say her nickname. that some people would call her, that only certain people called her. And my mom was like, what? And I'd start spouting out information about her that only her and a few people would know.
Oh wow.
My mom was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, it's been my whole life.
okay. Hold on, just a second. Sorry, family thing.
Pause. Time out.
I wish we're
Please
streaming.
hold from intermission.
We're streaming. Just a minute.
Please
Let's
enjoy
just, let's
these
just
ads.
pause the stream.
Please enjoy these ads. This stream brought to you by the beautiful Dr. Pepper. No, I'm kidding. We're not sponsored.
No, we are not sponsored.
Believe me, if we were sponsored by Dr. Pepper, I swear all of us would be drinking it all at once.
Oh, I'd have a Dr. Pepper tattoo for that right here. I'd
I
get a
would-
fucking tattoo.
I
easily.
would be drinking Dr. Pepper if if it were a stream.
Oh yeah,
You
if we were everything behind me would be Dr. Pepper. I'd be wearing Dr. Pepper. I actually have a Dr. Pepper shirt.
You need to take that monster sign down till they sponsor us. Come on, Auntie,
See, I'm
just
knock
one
that
of them
sign down.
I'm ready to go. Let's.
But make it public, all right then. If Dr. Pepper decides to sponsor all of us, I will bend the monster sign in half.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on, Dr.
Is there
Pepper.
any way we can see if anybody's watching the stream? I can't
Or you-
find
I've
this.
got 3 people watching mine.
You
we
got
streaming
3
on
people
the
watching.
streaming on the Twitches. Where are we streaming at?
I am streaming
Twitch.
on Twitch.
Word. Okay, let me go there.
Yeah, I am streaming on Twitch.
Let's see. Where's your name?
It doesn't say that you're live.
Huh?
It says you're offline.
Doesn't
Says I'm
yeah, it says you
offline.
ain't streaming.
Yeah.
Seriously, all of that, and it's I'm
All
not
that's up is
streaming?
your Star Wars stream from yesterday for 17 minutes.
It says stop streaming. It says I'm
Is
streaming.
that on OBS or is that on
OBS.
Twitch? Is it? Are you sure it's connected? to your
OBS,
Twitch right
check.
now?
Yeah, are you sure it's fully connected? If it's
How do I
hasn't-
do that?
have you updated it?
Oh yeah, it does
Update.
have an update
I did do an update, I think.
today.
Seriously, I've
I
done
have an
this.
update. Yes, today.
All right, so do you have us all up on your screen then?
Yeah.
Okay, at least I'm recording. God, I hope I'm
Yeah.
recording. That says I'm recording. It even says I'm live. It says I've
If
been
anyone
live
out there
for.
is watching couldn't tell, we are extreme amateurs at everything we're doing here.
We're a bunch of guys just having a conversation. Is really what we're doing,
Yeah.
and we're recording it.
we're basically 60-year-old folk trying to figure out where the play button.
Yeah.
It's what it feels like sometimes. It's like we are live on the interweb.
Yep, exactly. On them their internets. Yeah, because I've got my notifications on for when you go live, and it hasn't popped up.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Dadgum.
So what? While you're trying to fix that, I'll show you my sword that I acquired the other day.
This hasn't stopped our. Oh, that's cool.
Classic.
That is
Isn't it?
old.
Yeah, and it's like this fucking tall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sternum height.
You're
Like,
like,
it's not it's not heavy, but it's still got a bit of weight to it.
you're about as tall as
Balance.
Michael, aren't you?
I'm 6. Michael's a giant.
Oh, Michael's 6'4", but
Yeah.
well, crap. Okay, no wonder nobody's talking on my chat. I'll just move this over there because it's in the way.
But to be fair, like I said, if she wanted to kill me, she could easily just make this drop on me because I have it standing up with the blade up, so it doesn't bend the blade.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But as what I understand, there is actually rusted blood on it as well.
Oh wow.
Where'd you get it from?
If the camera will pick it up.
Yeah.
A
it's-
nut house.
A nut house?
Yeah. So
As
have
in the
you
person's
ever
a nut, or they
heard?
collected peanuts and almonds and shit?
No, a literal like nut house where they're all fucking speaking to themselves and stuff.
Oh.
So have you ever heard of Guy Fawkes?
No.
So Guy Fawkes was a dude that basically went nuts and started to try to kill a bunch of people when muskets were still about.
Ah.
And this is possibly the sword that he had used at that time because he got apprehended in that nut house.
So So
And this
is it
sword
worth
had been
anything,
there
then?
since then. It might be, but even if it is worth anything, I'm still going to keep it. Well, I've got a poster that's from Batman, the original fucking Batman, and I won't sell it even though it's worth like 600 quid.
That's it.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't sell it for that at all.
It's only because it's the aftermarket, but it's the aftermarket that happened 2 days after the release of the comic. I don't know if it's actually like being caught by the camera or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Batman.
That's cool. Okay, we're off topic. Way off topic.
That's no. Well, we had technical difficulties.
Yeah, but
brought
you're
in
still
an
sorting
intermittent-
I
your stuff out,
still,
so.
it's not sorted. I can't get it to sort. So I click the thing. It says
thing to work right.
I click the thing. It says it's streaming, but it's not streaming. So whatever.
Michael, what are you trying to tell me?
He has no idea. He wrote me yesterday.
Oh, I know what you could do since yours is live. And if anybody's watching your stream as we're talking, you could add them to our Discord, the new Discord.
True.
You could drop that link in the deal down there, in the chat, so that they could join that. Where are personal experiences? Oh, my personal experience. My personal experience. What got me into this? Oh man, there's so much. All right. What got me started? I was at my mom's, I think, foster dad's funeral. He lived to be 102.
Dang.
But I was at his funeral. Well, sorry, it was before the funeral. We were at his house, and one of her, I guess you would call her a niece. That anyways, she saw the door move on a china cabinet, and she's like, "Oh, he's here! Oh, he's here!" Of course, my parents don't believe in that kind of stuff, so mom, shot it down pretty quickly. But and then I thought, well, that's kind of, it's kind of odd that it moved. Maybe somebody stepped on it, whatever. So that was my very, very first experience. A lot of stuff that I get is feelings.
Right.
So I can feel when it kind of feels like somebody's around. Like when somebody walks up to you, you can feel that presence there. And so it's kind of like that in some cases. As far as seeing things, I've never seen anything until I started working at a theater. I was doing tech at the theater, and I'm sitting there in the booth where I'm running lights. It's tech week, and on stage, I see a shadow of a man wearing a fedora. One of those fedora hats.
Yeah, that's
but
interesting.
Nobody on stage had a hat on. Now, the shadow did look like a guy, one of the actors. It did look like his shadow. He's an older guy that does wear a fedora. But he wasn't on stage. So the lights are hitting somebody on that stage that's not visible with the same somewhat outline of him. And it's casting a shadow on the stage. These are a bunch of lights, man. If he's got a shadow casting from off stage of him onto the stage, that's got to be a really bright light to show up underneath these other lights. So I kind of get up, I lean out, and I look around, and I don't see him. I can't find him. He's down backstage, down in there in the green room. So there's no way he's even visible. But there's a shadow. I see it sitting there. I see it move off the stage. I was like, wow, okay, that's weird. I did see another shadow figure at another theater that I worked at. We had a bunch of. I'm not saying that heavy metal causes this, but the night before, we had a concert of a lot of local people who play heavy metal music, and the next day, it was like a Sunday. I was in there working on hanging ceiling fans in the theater, and I felt that presence. It was kind of a dark presence. But then, and so, that's about the same time that the owner walks in. She's a Jewish woman, and I explained to her. I said, "I've got this weird feeling. It's not me. It's a really bad feeling." And so I said, "I don't know what to do about this." And she's like, "Walk with me." And we walked around the entire thing. She was praying and turned on all the lights, in the whole place. And we're standing in the doorway looking into the theater. And I could see a shadow moving across the back wall, just back and forth and back and forth, And I'm like, what is that? And I look behind me because, hey, cars could be driving by,
Right.
the sun reflecting off the window and shining in and
Trying
catching
to
our
generally debunk what's
exactly. Waiting to see what would be making maybe my shadow move across the wall. Nobody's driving by. It's Sunday, tiny little town, downtown. Podunk, whatever.
Downtown.
Yeah, downtown. Downtown's 2 blocks of one street. So of this town.
8 buildings.
Yeah, 7. One of them fell down. Anyways, so we're sitting here, and she's praying, and I'm watching this thing go back and forth, and then all of a sudden it stops. I don't know if it's looking at us or not because you really can't tell. It literally looks like our shadow on the wall, but then it moves back between the kitchen and the stage because it was also a dinner theater place. So it went between the kitchen and the stage, and it never came back. And the whole room just changed. Instead of having that dark feeling, the whole room just kind of, and heavy, it all just lifted up. It's almost like the whole building lightened up.
Because he left.
Yep. Because it left. Absolutely.
So it's interesting how you brought this up. So he was a tall, dark figure wearing a fedora, correct?
At the first one, yes. Yes.
Okay.
The Hat Man.
The second one was not the same.
The second one, it wasn't as clear as the other.
Okay.
It was just a shadow figure. If
Right.
it had a hat, you couldn't tell. It was more of a blurry. Yeah.
So that first one, you do know that that's an actual thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No. Not in, like, that's the Shadow Man.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Shadow Man?
I've heard of the Hat Man. I've heard him say that.
It's the same thing. The Shadow Man, the Hat Man, it's the same premise. And everyone describes him in that exact same way. And this has been going on for decades.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you actually had what could be perceived as a Shadow Man or the Hat Man sighting, which is interesting because it's one of the most convoluted stories around because it's got everyone's like, oh, he does this and he's that and he's this and he's that and he feeds off of fear, he's evil, he's good, he does nothing, he's a guide, he does this, he does that.
Yeah.
So there's no definitive answer as to who he is other than his description that everyone has the exact same descriptor about.
Yeah.
And that's insane. Did you have that negative feeling? Was that while he was there, or was that with the
No,
other shadow?
No, it was the other shadow that I had the negative feeling with.
Which is why a lot of people think that he's not necessarily evil or negative, because that heavy feeling is negative.
Yeah.
And that other one would have been something different than which.
The way it moved too, because as a shadow. If I'm standing still and
you can see mine right here.
Yeah. As a shadow, your shadow's going to mimic what you're doing, unless it isn't, unless you're in Doctor Who, but
Or Peter Pan.
Yeah, or Peter Pan. Yeah, you got to chase after that one. But you your shadow normally moves the way you move, and if I'm standing still, even though my shadow goes across the wall, it shouldn't have movement, right?
Correct.
I mean, it is the shadow itself is actually moving, but there is no movement in it. This thing seemed taller than me, and like it kind of moved as
Right.
it went. So
More sauntered than anything.
yeah. So that was, anyways. That's really kind of the things that kind of got me started into it, and my first experiences with those things. I've gone ghost hunting before. That was that. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but we never got any evidence. It was all experiences.
Right.
So
That's how it usually goes. The best evidence is a personal experience without trying to like go
Right.
out there with toys and gizmos and gadgets and such.
And no joke, I've got that stuff sitting in my truck right now. I've got a millimeter. I've got two digital voice recorders, and I've got a one of those. Oh, that little spirit box. That they listen to that flip through stations. Yep. I've got one of those. I've actually heard. I did hear my name on it once. I really wish I had it recorded. But I heard my name on it once, and I was like, "What the heck? Who are you?"
Do I know you?
Do I? Yeah, it's the same way. If I get a random message from some person, it's like, "Do I know you?" It's exactly the same.
If that happens again, what you need to do is, hey, new spirit box, who dis?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here?
I wish I had my freaking photo album with me because there's a picture in there that doesn't make sense.
How so?
So it's a picture. It's outside in the backyard at my parents' house, and I don't remember who took the picture. It was on one of the old disposable cameras, though.
Mm-hmm.
So they were taking a picture of like everyone outside hanging out, kind of thing, and took a picture. And it was just normal. It was no fog. It was clear. Anyone that was smoking cigarettes away. This person was standing like 20 feet back to take a picture of everyone, and everyone that was smoking cigarettes was 20 feet away over there doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a picture. Cool. We get it developed. It comes back across like this much of the freaking picture, just like my hand is, but all the way across.
Yeah.
Is a mist.
Wow.
A perfectly clear white mist covering up all of the entire middle section.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's not like a film discrepancy kind of thing. It is the picture, is the mist. You can tell the difference. Where like, oh, that something happened with the film there versus, no, this was actually captured. It's crazy. And it's not, there's no fog. It was a clear ass day. It was, and everyone's wearing shorts, so it was summertime in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And again, anyone that was smoking was way too far away to create that big of a cloud of cigarette smoke. That's not how that works. It doesn't go across. Cigarette smoke goes straight up.
Yeah.
And then kind of clouds out. It doesn't go straight across at eye level. God, I wish I had my photo album to show. Ah.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
That'd be
once
awesome.
I get to it again, I'll have to show it.
We will definitely talk about this. This is my favorite subject of all of the unexplained is this
All
kind of
this
stuff.
supernatural world.
Look behind me. So yeah, so it's all good. We will definitely come back to this subject again.
For sure. Hopefully,
right.
one of the next times we come back to it, we'll actually be at a location doing some ghost hunting, paranormal activity.
No fucking chance.
Let's talk
We just
about.
got to get this flown over the pond.
I have enough doing what I do as a work to see ghosts, so I don't think I need to like voluntarily go to one.
You do, because we all have to do it together as a group.
Oh yes, one of these days One of these days, and hold on, you're getting ahead of me here. One of these days, there's here in a little bit, I'm going to ask us about our top 5 haunted places we want to go. Actually want to go visit. But before we get there, let's talk about some haunted objects. Okay.
Hello, Malice.
And I know we really didn't discuss this before, but I'm going to throw it right in our laps. And one of the most well-known haunted objects, and most of these are, most of the haunted objects I can think of are at freaking over there in Vegas at Zach Bagans' haunted museum. I want to go there. Okay.
I do, yeah.
That may be, I think that's on my list. No, it's not written on my list. But I also left one out, so it is on my list. But anyway,
I mean, you had us narrow it to 5. That's like, crap.
I know. I was like, let's just. Well, I was thinking maybe time, maybe something like that. But definitely one of my places I want to go. I'll probably have a heart attack there and die, so that'll be the last one.
All right, we're going to be in the middle of it, and halfway through, and Caleb's just and keel over,
fall over. Well, hey, I've
got one of my viewers saying something.
Trying to get an answer from the spirit box. All right, Caleb, you're on the other side. What you got for us?
It sucks over here, guys.
It
sucks over here, guys.
So
they're telling me I can't leave this place. They're. What were you saying, Prunes?
I've got a viewer saying that if Massachusetts isn't on the list, she's squaring up with you.
We're talking about specific locations, not just a state.
I mean, that would be cool, but this is specific places. We'll talk about that in a minute, though. Let's talk about these haunted things. So one of the most haunted things is, without a doubt, probably Annabelle, the real Annabelle, not the movie. So, I wonder how many people you got watching, Prunes?
4.
4. How many of those? How many? Can they hear me? Please tell me they can hear me.
Yeah, they can hear everything.
All right. It's like, can they hear me? All right.
Can you hear me now?
Somebody drop in the chat. Tell me what what kind of doll Annabelle really is. And if you say porcelain doll, I'm going to slap you.
Bam! Wrong. Get out of here.
Wrong. Porcelain dolls are creepy as fuck. Yes, but
Yes, 100%.
but
A Raggedy Ann doll.
Absolutely, yes. It's a large Raggedy Ann doll.
Large Raggedy Ann dolls. It's like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, it's big. It's big for a doll. Yeah, and this thing supposedly like
my mom has one.
Yeah, but that one's not haunted. There's the specific one that's
not. But still, it's still the same stitching. So you look at it and it's like,
is that it?
Her.
Can it jump?
She is. No, she cannot. She can't move from where she's held. Annabelle cannot move from where she is contained within the museum, the Warren Museum.
Right.
She ain't moving.
That is a haunted object I would like to go see without taunting.
I thought you was going to turn around and say then you'd want to own it. It's like, no,
fuck that.
No, thank you.
Right,
I want to be a safe distance away from that when I fall asleep.
The only way you can see her is if you go to one of the Warren events. Now, sadly, Ed and Lorraine have both passed years back, but the people that own and take care of the museum, because it's closed to the public. You can't go to the museum, period.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they host events and they go and do paranormal talks to try and talk to people about Ed and Lorraine's experiences and just the general paranormal and all that. And they sometimes bring Annabelle in her box to show. That would be the only time where you could see the bitch.
That's rough, man.
Well,
it's still rough.
The viewer that's getting very enticed in towards this version of the podcast, she just said that there's been stories of them touching and her taunting and people are taunting them. Then they get into their cars and accidents on the way home from the Warren Museum.
Yep, the most prominent one that I remember from hearing in videos and stories and such, because I've watched a lot with that museum and read a bit. There was a young couple that came in, and the boyfriend this was before she was in a case, picked her up and threw her across the room, whatever, you're a doll, fuck you, kind of thing. And they were like, all right, you gotta get the hell out of the museum now, and kicked him out. And they got on the motorcycle that they drove in on, drove away, and a mile from the house, flew off the road into a tree. She lived, he died.
Yep, I heard that one.
Karma at its finest.
Well,
and now
go ahead.
One of the main guys that helped run and maintain the museum and all of the Ed and Lorraine history, I forget his name, sadly.
I think that's their son-in-law, isn't it?
No, that's the main one, but this is one of the other helpers.
Okay.
There's a small team of them. The other guy watched them pass on a motorcycle and saw the accident when he was a kid.
Oh wow!
And now he works at the museum with everyone, and it's that's kind of my introduction towards this whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, freaking crazy.
I also heard the story of when they went to pick her up. He was losing control of the car as they were trying to drive away with Annabelle, and so that's
she was in the back seat.
Mm-hmm. He had to pull the car over and throw holy water on her.
Yeah.
to keep going.
Yeah. And it was
crazy.
A newer car, too. It wasn't like he was in some jalopy. He was in a newer car.
For the time, yes. Yeah.
For the time, of course.
Right.
But yeah, so he's like, I've never had any issues, and all of a sudden I can't even stay on the road.
Yep. Well, there's another one, same kind of deal. It's a doll. Mm-hmm. Robert the doll. I forget where he's at.
Yeah. But he's in one of the museums, I think on the West Coast. I forget which one. I know, yeah.
People have taken pictures of this doll, and if you don't ask for permission, then bad things happen to you when you leave.
Yeah.
And
also, if you try to take anything from the museum, like something simple, he'll get pissed off.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. But they have a wall and tables. It's around him, right? Displayed around him of these letters written back to him, to the doll, apologizing for taking that picture and asking him for forgiveness. That's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy to me.
That doll's freaking nutty for that. It's crazy. It's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do either of you have another object you know of that you can think of?
I mean, there's hundreds of them in the Warren Museum. So any of those are kind of nutty. There's even a haunted toy dinosaur in there that's got some bad juju in it.
Really?
Yeah. Anything specific outside of
that? Malice just said the Duke book box.
Divot box. The divot box.
Whatever.
Divot boxes, yeah. That's, yeah.
Yeah, the Divot box. Divot?
Dibic.
Dibic. Okay.
Dibic.
That one.
DYBBUK.
Yep, Dibic.
Okay. Sorry. My hearing's not that great. So, I'm getting older. I used to do construction. I got some hearing loss.
What do you say?
What do you say? That thing, I don't know exactly.
There's a whole bunch of different ones.
Well, yeah, and that's why I brought up, Zach Bagans' museum is because it's full of these things.
Not only that, but that chair that he's got in there, that rocking chair that's enclosed in that fucking cabinet that you can only see through a window.
Oh, yeah?
Do you not know about that's one of the 3 most haunted objects in there? I think it's called the Devil's Chair or something like that.
Oh, really?
I think so. Because that chair was at an exorcism that Ed and Lorraine Warren did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's got it. And that thing is fucked up.
Okay.
It is.
Elaborate. Come on.
It's full of negative energy and negative spirits and just pure evil. And there's a reason why it's enclosed in a case so that people cannot touch it. Like, it's behind an electric door that closes and like 1-inch plate glass so that it's away. You could see it, but it's away. No one can touch it unless you go back into the back of the freaking building and have someone unlock the door and electronically open it so you can get to the chair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is bad. And there's been one group of people on the internet who I've watched their video of it, and he was sitting in it doing the Estes method.
Yeah.
And spouting off all sorts of shit, responding directly to every answer. He was like convulsing, shaking. Every time he sat down, his legs would lock up and he couldn't move. It's fuck that chair.
Sure, have a seat. There's an old saloon that has a chair similar to that. They had, I don't remember the name of it because it has the guy's name. I think he died in the chair. And nobody could sit in that chair. After he was gone, nobody could sit in that chair. They'd start feeling heart pains, a lot of pain in their in their bodies and stuff. And so they ended up, to keep people from sitting in the chair, they had to mount it on the wall up high.
Dang.
And so it's back to the wall, mounted up there, so nobody can sit in it. But it's still
there.
Like
a Cracker Barrel and took some of the random furniture and shit and put it on the
wall. Yeah. We could talk all day about the stuff in Zach's place.
Yes. And that in the Warren Museum.
And the Warren Museum.
As a general spec of things, all porcelain dolls. I don't fear almost anything in life at all because I try to live open and calmly and at peace with everything. But fuck porcelain dolls. I will not go into a building with porcelain dolls. I will not go near a porcelain doll.
Those are so creepy.
I was at the wife's car one time, and one of our friends left a bag in there, and I was like, "Oh, okay," and brought it inside to get it out of the Jeep, and then I brought it into the house and left it on the couch or something, and I went and was like, "Okay, so what is in here, and what is this?" And I pulled out a fucking porcelain doll, and I went, "Fuck! No! I literally went and grabbed tongs, picked up the bit, and threw it outside in the snow. I went, fuck that. No, that is not coming in my goddamn house.
Not today, Satan.
No. Years ago, I was staying the night at my wife's parents' house, because her and I both were staying the night over there. And, I was exhausted, just went to sleep, whatever. I woke up, and I rolled over, and I opened my eyes, and I look at the shelf, and the entire shelf is full of porcelain dolls. And I just went,
nope.
I gotta go.
The whole way out, he's Jewish, but he's still doing the cross.
Anything to get me safe away from those. I do not fuck with porcelain dolls, man. I refuse. There is something or someone's soul in every single one of those. I swear. There is. You cannot convince me otherwise. 100%. Fuck porcelain dolls. Nope.
What about you, Prunes? You know any kind of any objects that are haunted?
Y'all got famous stuff. K-Land?
Technically, my family owns a haunted object.
Really?
Yeah, that's sword. It's got blood on
it. No, that's mine. My auntie, when I was, this is before I was conscious.
Hold on, is this the auntie that's gonna move the sign for us?
No, this is a different auntie. The auntie's still alive.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
But basically, what it is have you ever seen them brass face masks that you can hang up on a wall?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's only about yay big, about that big. And what that is it's a face mask that used to be owned by a serial killer that killed over 42 people or some shit like that, but it had it in his house, and his first 3 victims got beaten to death with it.
What?
Damn.
So literally, he would pick up the face mask off his wall and he would just smash it into their face,
Jeez.
like he was trying to put the mask on them. And somehow
Wear it.
my auntie
Wear it.
acquired
Why won't it fit?
by. Well, exactly. My auntie
Yeah,
acquired it
fuck
by.
off,
She went
Cinderella.
to basically what you lot call a thrift store,
Uh-huh.
but what we call a charity shop. She bought it from there. She didn't know the history about it, but obviously on every single one of them face masks, on the back there is an embroidery on it to show when it was made, who has owned it, and stuff like that. When she searched the embroidery, that's how she found out who owned it. But we know that to be haunted because in the house that she used to live in, where she used to have it on the wall, when my brother Chris was about 15, when it was on the wall, the lights in the hallway that he was in completely went out, brand new light bulbs, and he saw red eyes come out the mask and basically scream at the fullest of volumes at him. And bearing in mind, Chris is probably one of the hardest blokes I know. He's been like that for years, and he screamed at the top of his lungs and run all the way home.
Wow.
It's a 15-minute run.
That's
He
crazy.
runs straight 15 minutes all the way home. And then when I used to stop in that house, this is when I was about 10, I went up to that house and we slept over, but it was like maybe 2, 3 in the morning. To get to the toilet, you had to go down these stairs that had a bend at the bottom, and then you'd have to go through the kitchen to be able to go to the bathroom. That's in the back far of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about this story before then. So I've gone and walked into the living room, walked into the kitchen, gone to use the bathroom. I've heard the front door shut, which that's always locked every night. And then I'm like, okay, someone must have just come in. So I've carried on using the toilet. I've come out, gone into the kitchen. Both of the sink taps, hot and cold, was going at full fucking blast. So I've carried on, just like, I've just turned it off, thinking like, I must have used it while I walked past. I've gone into the living room, and this is the main reason why I'll never ever go in that house again. I don't care how many people live in it, and the fact that the masks are out. But so bearing in mind, when I was about 10, I was only about 4 foot. I had to look up to whatever the fuck it was that was in front of me, but there was something in front of me. I thought it was because I'm tired, so I've looked up at this, I'd say about 7 foot tall fucking object in front of me, to realise that there's nothing there, because when I carried on looking up, it just faded away. And I just went from the bottom of them stairs, I run up the stairs and forgot about the actual wall that's there in front of the stairs, and I went fucking clean into that wall and knocked myself out cold till the morning.
Oh,
And
man.
when my auntie
He did the traditional
Literally.
white girl in a scary movie thing.
literally. So it's like, do you know when you was a kid and you used to climb up the stairs, you used your hands and your legs?
Yeah.
That's what I did to get up faster.
Oh, wow.
And obviously, forgetting about the wall, I've just gone clean into it. My auntie woke me up in the morning. I told her about it, and she went, yeah. And then she turns around and says to me, oh, don't mind that. That's just our ghost. And then it took me about 10 years after that, so this is when I was 20, that I decided that I thought I'd go back into the house, because this is when I moved back down to Wolverhampton. And I decided to knock on the door, and conveniently it's actually someone that I know that lives there. And I was sat there talking to them, and I asked them, did they ever see that person? And, oh yeah, he wakes us up in the morning. And it's like, what do you mean he wakes you up? And it's like, you'll just casually just find like your wardrobe on the floor. Bearing in mind, they've got an oak wardrobe, and I've had to try to explain to them that it's not a ghost, that's a poltergeist. If it can throw a wardrobe on the floor.
If it can just...
If it can move anything, it's classified as a poltergeist. Yeah.
In technicality,
Yeah, and I've tried telling them to get me photos and stuff like that, or a video or something, but they see it as normal, so they won't get me anything.
That's crazy. Oh, that's
freaking
crazy.
nutty.
Yeah.
I just now, because when you first said it, I'm just picturing like they're laying in bed, and then this ghost just kind of appears, and he goes, "Okay, guys, time to get up for dinner." Yeah, ghost freaking what's it called?
So it's how badly how it sounded, and it's like, you know,
Ghost.
it's like,
You got a ghost
come on,
wake up
guys,
call.
work's ready.
Ghost is like, hey, it's time to get up.
Well, they're ghosts, so
Come
usually they
on.
whisper, so people are like, "Hey, it's time to get up and go to work now."
No, you can't sleep in. Don't make
that. You need to make that money so you can pay that fucking light bill so I can have energy, motherfucker.
Don't make me drag you out of this bed. I don't know why you sound.
you by your feet out of this bed right now, mister.
I don't know why I sounded like Batman there, but
I felt like my mother when I said that.
reach up underneath the covers and yank you out of the bed by your ankles. Yeah,
Exactly.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So let's talk about our top 5 haunted places we want to visit, because we're getting about the 30 minutes left mark, and we can kind of linger on these a little bit. But
Right.
let's start out with Tango. What's your top 5 list?
My top 5 list. Oh, there's like 100, but I'm gonna take 5.
Yeah, I was like top
what
5.
ones- I was my first thought was 5 like popular, and then I was like, well, which ones are also for the most part pretty easily accessible.
Mhm.
Most of these are, except for one right now. So in no particular order, because I have no particular
Right.
order in most of them. I just want to fucking go.
Yeah.
The Lizzie Borden Axe Murder House
Oh, that's a good one.
is one that I really want to go to, because I want to see if I can pick up bits and pieces of the story, try and figure out the truth, like a lot of people have to.
No, hold on. Before you go on,
Yeah.
when you go there, do you want to go there to investigate or just visit?
At both. I want
Yeah.
to go there to visit and see it, but I also want to investigate to try and what answers can I get, what responses can I get, what can I see, anything like that.
Yeah.
The traditional ghost hunting experience, what do I get?
Yeah. Walk in, hey, maybe I'll pick something up, maybe I won't. Really, I'm going for the experience, right?
Maybe I'll get thrown across the room. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, sure, we could piss Lizzie off, I guess. Don't want her to follow me home, but
If it was Lizzie, though.
do what?
I said, if it was Lizzie, though, that's the question.
That's true. Okay.
Oh,
That would be a good place. I think I would like to go to that
yes.
at some point. Prunes. What are you doing?
Are we going around in order of doing one at a time? Or
No.
Stuff
all five.
No. I think what you'll say yours, we'll kind of talk about it a little bit, and you'll go on to your next one, and then we'll go to Prunes, and then I'll go last.
Hell yeah. So after the Warden House, which would just be freaking cool.
Yes.
This is one of the more expensive ones. I really want to go to the Stanley Hotel. The Shining.
That's like a few hundred a night, isn't it?
Oh,
It is. It is not cheap. That's where The Shining was written and was inspired by. Whenever
wow.
whenever he stayed there.
That one kind of terrifies me, though.
Red Rum.
Yeah, that kind of
I really want to go there. I forget which room number it is, but I want to stay in that fucking room. And it's not cheap.
wow. That was not me. Please tell me that wasn't. That wasn't me.
That's me.
Yeah, it's not me. I have vibrate on. But yeah, I want to go there. It's just a beautiful place to go. It's in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing else. So to go there as a hotel, for one, it would be fucking great. And two, if I can get the room and get some responses, whether it's with or without lollipops, would be freaking dope.
I'll have to be honest. Hold on. I've got to be honest. I've never watched the movie.
I've watched it years ago, but the lollipop thing doesn't have to do with the movie. The lollipop has to do with the actual spirit there. One of the spirits will move lollipops around. If
really?
You get some dum-dums, they'll move it and they'll stand them straight up. If they're laying down, you'll come back later and they'll be standing straight up, kind of thing, and they'll move them around. Pretty nutty. I want to go. I want to do it so bad.
It got dark in here. Sorry. Now it's really bright. I'm probably washed out.
Yeah.
So
really
I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, it kind of scares me, but I think that would be really cool to check out.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Great. Yeah. This one is the one that should scare you, but I really want to go. The Conjuring House, the actual Conjuring House, not the movie one, but the real life one that it was based off of.
Didn't they knock that down?
No,
It's still there. It's a protected building.
Yeah, people live in there.
Really?
Yeah, the family that owns it lives in a separate half of the house.
Oh, wow.
There was like an add-on part that was built. That's where they live, is in the add-on part, not in the scary part.
Maybe I'm confusing it with a different house then.
Probably, but yeah, the Conjuring House. That one is for full investigation purposes. I don't know if I'm brave enough to go in the basement yet, but
I mean, I'll go down there. I'll go down there, but if I get scared, get the hell out of my way because I'm coming up. I ain't afraid to sit. I'm not too proud to be like, peace out, bye.
Well, the basement is where all of like the evil is supposed to be. And there was a pentagram on the floor, on the concrete before, that they tried to burn away, and it's permanently scarred. Like a big black mass is scarred in the ground, in the concrete now, because they couldn't get rid of it.
If you do take a UV light to it, though, it does actually still show up.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
On the original pentagram that was on there, if you take a big UV light, it will actually show you the entire marking of the pentagram.
Oh, wow.
It's nutty.
I am going to say, if you hit one of mine, I'll just flat out say that's on my list. I'll tell you.
There's so many. I don't know if it will happen. The other one I want to go to, this is this 50-50 one again, where it'd just be cool to go see, but also I would like to try to investigate. The Winchester House.
That's on my list.
That's all. Yeah,
that is on my list.
Because it's just insane, the architecture that went through it and the stories behind why she did it.
Oh yeah,
it's nuts, and I want to see it. I want to go and experience all of the architecture because I love architecture.
My luck, I'd find that one door that leads off the third floor, just opens up into an abyss, and just.
Where's this?
Yeah, I think that would be really awesome to see. I really want to go for experiences, but it would be amazing to catch something.
Yes, it would. It would be really cool. But again, mostly that one's more to like.
Anybody talking in the chat, Prunes?
Chaos of the architecture.
No, I think my stream has had a slight malfunction with refreshing.
Oh.
You suck. But
at least we're recording.
Yeah.
And then the one that currently is unavailable to go see, and they don't know if it will open again, is the Queen Mary. The ship.
Oh, yes.
It's currently closed because it's currently sinking.
It is?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
It's slowly sinking right now. I mean, it's in a harbor where it's not going to float away. It's not going to sink all the way to the bottom of the ocean. It is actively sinking, so it's a hazard for anyone to go in there right now.
Oh, man.
So they're trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do about it because they would like to repair it and restore it and have people use it again, but millions of dollars.
That would be amazing to go see.
It would.
I'm disappointed in myself.
You can still go see it from like the parking lot and be like,
there it is.
Oh, that's it.
I'm disappointed in myself
thinking.
For not putting that on my list. I'm going to say that. I'm disappointed in myself for not putting that on my list.
I mean, again, there's a lot. Like I said, there's still plenty of others I could name too.
Oh yeah. There's so many. And there's places that I want to go that aren't necessarily haunted but could be. You know, I didn't put those on this list because we're not talking about that kind of stuff right now. But yeah, I want to go see a bunch of places. All right, Prunes, what are your top 5? Wait, you're right. Was that it? That was your 5, right?
Yeah, that was all.
I wasn't keeping count. So I could be
I
just
had
cutting you off.
tabs pulled up so I could count down.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got a list made up. So Prunes, what are your top 5 haunted places you want to go to?
So I haven't got a list because I'm useless at making lists. But there's one main place that if I could ever get you two to actually go, I would be full well point blank. I would actually taunt the ghosts that are in there.
Are you gonna bring
Because
your
it's
sword to do
called.
it too?
Oh, I fucking would. It's
I
called the
bet.
Devil Witch's Hill.
The Devil Witch's Hill. I've never heard of that one.
Yep.
Where's that at?
So this is actually in the UK.
Mhm.
This is the reason why I've been very, very tempted, but you have been recommended by 16 different teams that have gone there. Never go on your own.
Hey,
Because the last person that went there on his own, no one ever heard from him again.
I'm game, man.
And there was only
I'm-
and there was only one
All
there
I
was
need,
one person that went on his own.
all I need's money and time, and
Yep.
I'll go.
Because so what I understand, so this place, one of the experiences that someone had in there is so they used the Luigi board,
Yeah.
and basically what happened is they was using a shot glass rather than the actual telltale.
Mm-hmm.
The shot glass got flung so hard across the wall, it had actually stuck in the wall.
What? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
'cause supposedly, so what the history is on the building is what I understand is there was 3 women that was practicing black magic and demonic powers, as they put it,
Mm-hmm.
and they got burnt inside the building that didn't burn down. So
they-
there was about 20 villagers that had burnt the building, and supposedly in their eyes, the building had completely burnt down. But then after about 3-4 days, someone went up there to, obviously, because, you know, kids in them times, they would hear the stories, want to see the building.
Yeah.
Yep.
The building was standing like it was brand new.
What?
So it never actually burnt down. There was scorch marks on the inside of the building, but the outside looked pristine, like it had just been built.
Crazy.
And there is an upstairs to this building, and the upstairs is where most of the activity happened, because supposedly when the building was burnt down, all 3 sisters huddled up in a circle, chanting to basically survive. And there was one that basically, it finally struck her that she was going to die. She went to try and get out the window, but the other 2 sisters had dragged her from the window ledge and forced her to the ground to die with them.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's the main reason why I want to go, because I would like to go upstairs and try and entice the one that tried running away, because she's the most active one because of her being forced to die
She was
rather than voluntarily.
Yeah. Wow.
But that is my number 1 place to go because of how much history and how many teams have been there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you ever, I think they're called Ghost Hunters or something like that with Zach.
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures, yeah.
He went there.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna
And
have to
even
find
he
that.
said it was one of his hardest experiences because of how active these women are.
Well, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to check
And
that
then
out.
you've got that one, and conveniently there's another one that technically I have been to, but not for a ghostly experience, because you can go there in the morning as well.
Mhm.
And it's called the Dudley Castle. So this castle is in the Dudley Zoo, and the only way you're allowed to do a ghost experience in it is if you actually do break-in after hours, because they do not let people up there because of how many instances happened. So this place, so there is a woman in white, as they call it. So she is a woman that was, when the castle was fully built, she had enough of the king, because she was a maid. She had the king's baby, and because she couldn't take the pressure, she jumped off the actual top of the castle and hit the drawbridge that was there.
Oh,
So it's her ghost that you do see. And obviously, I've been in there in the mornings. I've only ever been there once on the night time, and this is when they were still letting people go there on the night time. And in the mornings, its sound doesn't creep you out or anything because you can go inside all the leftover parts of the building and go inside the shops and stuff. But the
Right.
one time I ever went there, though, it was night time. It's probably one of the most creepiest places in the world because it's completely pitch black. There is no light source.
fuck.
And when you go inside one of the actual, I can't remember what it's called, but you know the things that make the corner of the castle where it has the spiral
Yeah.
staircase?
Tower,
Yeah.
like a tower.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there is a tower there. Obviously, the top's missing, but there's still enough to have 2 flights of stairs. And the tour guide took us to the bottom of them stairs and said, if anyone's brave enough to walk up to at least the first flight, they'll get this item that you can take home. And obviously, me being the obnoxious child, I tried it. I made it 4 steps up, and that's all I made it. So you could still see me from the bottom of them stairs, but I made it 4 steps up, and they told me that I just turned white and I just walked back down.
Really?
And I just point blank looked at the lady and went, I'm not going up there and I'm not going with him. And they've never heard anyone saying him before. It's always been her. So now they're thinking that there is another person that's haunting them stairs, but there's no history on that tower. At all, there is no history on that tower. So they can't tell if it's real or not. But I don't remember it. I don't remember even going there. It's my mum that knows that I went there.
Yeah.
So I must have been really young.
Wow.
But that would be a second place because it's a good place if they did ever let people go in there anymore. But there's the accidents that have happened. You've had people fall on the rocks after they saw the lady in white. And you had the 2 old people that had a heart attack at the same time when they saw her.
It's a safe. So it's
It
a
was a
safety
couple.
issue because of the ghost. That's crazy.
Because there's the worst one that happened is someone accidentally hung themselves.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So what it was is they took a rope, a rock, and they wanted to make a makeshift noose to see if the lady in white would show, because in her history she never let anyone die. So if there was anyone that was going to fall or something like that, she'd grab them. So he thought if he put the noose around his neck and stood on the edge of the actual part where you can stand and see everything, that she would grab him before he fell. But what was supposedly in the story, it hasn't been proven, but he got pushed rather than pulled.
Wow. That's crazy.
And his body hung there for 2 days before someone could get him down.
And he survived. I'm just playing. No, he didn't.
Extra creepy.
Wow. Wow.
There's a lot of history about the stuff in the UK that's just creepy as hell. And I would want the third place I would want to go to is one of the properties that we secure as a company. My company secures this building.
Oh yeah.
And I've saw something personally there, and this only happened a few months back. So it's called the Oakleydale Farm. This place is its definition of a farm. It's got farming equipment, it's got the barns, and it's got the old creepy house that no one wants to live in. And the night that I was there, so this was about 2:00 in the morning, so it's still pitch black, like, you know, sun was just showing itself. And I've gone, so we've pulled up, we couldn't get in the gate because the gate had a padlock that we didn't know the code to. So the chap that I was with, me and him jumped the gate, and we both had, at the time, I had a shitty torch that would only light up just in front of you. So, yeah, making it even worse. Like, you know, I didn't even have a good enough torch to be able to see where I was going.
I'm just laughing at all the freaking Britishisms you're using.
Yeah, I know.
Trap and me torch.
But we went from the main gate. There was this about 2-minute walk to be able to see one of the barns. And I told the chap, because he saw me sprint at full speed, because we got told if there's someone on site to try and get to them so they can't run away, so we can try and find out who's robbing or who's damaging the properties. I saw someone.
What? Because I had to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did that. He immediately
Or-
stopped. He went.
Yeah, it just
Sorry.
just stop. Please. So, because obviously I don't want you to miss out. Because obviously this is the main. You mainly into experiences. So what it was is when I reached about, I'd say, at least 100 yards from the main barn, I saw someone completely fully dressed in black sprint from behind this little wall into one of the barns. So with me being the way that I am, because I'm cocky, I sprinted at full
No.
speed. Yes, sprinted at full speed towards the barn that he'd gone in. There was only one entrance and one exit because the other door to the barn was padlocked shut.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no other way out than this one door. So I've stood by the door until the other chap come up to me. He stood by the door. I've searched everywhere in this barn for someone. I even looked in the hay bales. Like I climbed into hay to try and find someone, and there was no one in there. And then the thing that creeped me out even more. So we get called by our ARC when an alarm goes off in certain properties.
Mm-hmm.
They phoned me straight away and said that the attic to this building had gone off the minute I walked in that barn. But the alarms are meant to sound when they actually detect something.
Yeah.
But it didn't sound off. They just phoned me and said the attic alarm has gone off, the sensor has gone off, and there is someone on camera. And I said to them in the nicest way possible, I'm not going in the attic because it's happening. And I went, what do you mean? And it's like, I bet you guaranteed now, if you check that camera, there is no one on that camera. And she did. When I was on the phone with her, she checked the camera. There was no one there, but the camera had been moved from its original position.
Mm.
These cameras are screwed and bolted to the wall, so there's no way to reposition these cameras.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
So yes, I still went in the building. I went up to the second floor, and I was like debating, should I go up to the attic or not? I was at the bottom of the stairs to this attic, and best way to explain these stairs are made out of stone. So you can hear anything coming up and down them stairs, no matter where you are in that house.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to the chap next to me, it's like, we'll do another walk around the house first before I actually consider going up the loft into the attic. And he's like, yeah, that's sound. We've walked round. I've got to I think it was the lounge. So there was table and chairs and there was the fireplace. And when I went to walk up to the main stairs again, I heard flat feet hitting them stone steps, but no alarm had gone off because I activated the upstairs alarms when I came downstairs. So literally, so when I went downstairs, I heard them footsteps, and obviously me again, forgetting that I don't want to go up into the attic, I've gone sprinting up the stairs after someone. And I got to the attic stairs again, and because I needed to basically grow some balls and say, I need to make sure that the attic, there's no one up there. Mm-hmm. I've gone up there. The camera that was on the wall had been completely ripped off the wall from the base. And these are not, these bolts that we use, because this is one of the screws that we use.
Yeah.
Security bit that drills a hole and it grabs onto anything, and you have to use a crowbar to get them off if you want to get them off.
Oh wow.
And after I saw that, I found the ARC and I went, not going in the attic again. So you can deactivate the attic alarm. And I went, why? And I went, because it's in pieces.
Yeah.
And these are very heavy metal alarms as well, because this is our new alarms that we put in that have cameras, microphones, and like, you know, all that fancy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it'd been smashed on the floor like it'd been hit by a hammer. The house is empty. The only thing that's gone in there is the table and chairs. And there's no one ever been at that place for a long time.
Wow.
That's fucking nutty.
Them are just 3 places that I'd want to go.
Well, you got 2 more, man.
Like,
Come on.
like the other one. So I don't exactly know the name to it, but there's someone that's on TikTok that is he lives next door to this hotel in the US. I can't remember what he doesn't mention what hotel it's called, but he always says that every night. So this hotel's been closed, he says, for 10 years, but every night he sees the hotel room that's exactly opposite him. The window opens on the night and the lights turn on, but there's no one in the building. And then he says by the morning time, the window's shut, curtains are drawn, and the lights turned off.
Huh.
So if I ever figure out where that hotel is, I'd want to go there, because he says the specific building that it is, every time he tries sending his drone over, the drone battery dies before it gets over, all the way over to that room.
Oh,
It completely drains. But he said he's done some history on the building, but I don't like, you can't be too sure with people's on TikTok's history buffing, because obviously they'll just find the bad things and tell you about the bad things that have happened there.
Yeah.
naturally.
But that'd be my 4th place if I ever figured it out. And then there's another place. There's a film that's about it. The Grudge. Have you ever heard of the Grudge film?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd want to visit the original set, not the building that it's based on, because the building's not actually haunted. It's the set that is.
Yep.
Because in that film, I'm sure 3 to 4 actors died while recording the film.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah. Because there was no such thing as stuntmen at them times, was there? And all the stunts was done manually. So in the Grudge film, where they've got that scene where the claws go through the top of the bus, or wherever it goes, someone had died while that happened from the mechanics messing up and going all the way down into the area and scratching across, and took someone out that way. So the actual set that was done in, that no other film's been recorded in, because no actors want to go in there because it's bad juju.
Right.
Naturally.
They don't want to go in there. I'd love to find where their set was, and I'd love to go there, because people said after so many people had died, the last film that tried getting recorded there, I can't remember the name, but they tried recording another film, but they couldn't get it finished because the recording would show up corrupted, and on the audio, there'd just be screaming coming through. So through the actor's microphone, it'd just be pure heavy metal screaming coming through, like pain.
God.
Wow.
And I'd definitely want to go there just to be able to get an audio recording of someone just screaming. As I say, it's to recognise that it's the actors that are screaming through, the voice fucking recognition bullshit.
Huh.
They're saying that the frequencies from the film recording and the actor that had died corresponding, it matches about 80%. So it'd be one of them, I'd want to go see it.
Wow.
That would be insane. I'd go.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I heard, I remember talking about haunted sets. Was it the Twilight Zone? The original Twilight Zone? Wasn't their set haunted?
I think so.
Like, there was some weird stuff that happened there. And, there was one more. I can't think of what it's called right now. But there was another set that was definitely haunted. And people said there was things going on there that mimicked what was actually in the script, but it would happen just on set. So I can't remember. It was some kind of paranormal or magic or black magic witchcraft kind of show. I think it was a movie, but I'd have to really dig into it and look for it. But yeah, that would be.
If we went to haunted sets, I think that'd be quite cool.
That would be cool.
For the
Yeah,
fact if you
that would
could
be really
if
cool.
you could get a dead actor's voice caught on an EVP, that would be a brilliant.
That would be insane.
That would be crazy. It'd be fun. That'd
It
be
would
really
be fun.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah,
But that
because
would
it's
be
the
crazy.
same as what is it? The Wizard of Oz, the original Wizard of Oz. I'm sure most of the actors died on set there as well.
I don't know.
Lead poisoning and
that-
asbestos.
Well, I don't know that he died on set. I know the
There was.
the
I'm sure
Tin
there was
Man
one that
died
died
from
on
the
set.
from the lead poisoning of the paint that
Yeah.
they used.
Yeah, and Anne died from asbestos poisoning because the snow was ground up asbestos.
Oh gosh, yeah. But you know what? The set could still be haunted because of that.
True.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's something I hadn't even thought of doing was
Yeah.
haunted sets if we could find them.
I'm down.
So was that your 5? I think that's 5, right? We don't have. I've only got 5 minutes left. It's okay.
We
That's
started
all
a little
right.
late. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, okay, tough. Anyways, all right. So I'm last. Here's my haunted list, and of course, I already said it. The Winchester Mystery House. That would be amazing to go see, but we already discussed it, so I can kind of skip over that one.
Yeah.
This one is actually in the in your neck of the woods, Prunes, the Haunted Ram Inn. It's supposed to be 1,000 years old. It's supposed to be over there in the UK and 1,000 years old, and that is one of those that the Ghost Adventures crew went to, and because there was supposed to be a succubus there.
Hey.
Talking about
Was there?
yeah, there's supposed to be a succubus there. That would be kind of interesting to go and see, because just because of the history of it on top, even if it wasn't haunted, I'd like to go because of how old the building is. 1,000 years old. Think about that. That's insane. That's the ancient Ram Inn. At least that was what it was called when they went to it. And then my others, we've talked about this one before, Zach's Haunted Museum, because there's a million things in there that could probably kill me. from some crazy haunted, thing that's going to give me a heart attack. Just keep the cameras rolling, guys.
Yep.
Let's catch this.
Yeah, let's go.
Now, my next two, and I know I'm kind of skipping through this kind of quick, but I've never been to any of these places. So, but the Eastern State Penitentiary, that one looks amazing. Of course, mostly they want people to go over there and experience, see the building and understand the history of prisons and things like that in the U.S. But it's supposed to be extremely active. As far as I know, every ghost hunting crew ever has been there.
Right.
They've gone and checked it out, and they always get some things from there. I believe that's also one of the places Al Capone was kept. Was it before he went to Alcatraz? Didn't he go to Alcatraz?
He did go to Alcatraz for a few years.
Well, see, and now I'm following Al Capone because my last place is Alcatraz. I want to go see that. I want to go see that place.
That would be really cool.
That would be awesome. I don't know if they even let people go anymore.
Oh yeah, you can. It's a little pricey, but you can.
I would love to go see that.
The main reason for the price, is just for the fact of health and safety and the travel to Alcatraz.
Yeah,
because it's a
You
bitch
have to
and a half
sign a
to
waiver.
fucking go across the water because of all the fucking typhoons they got.
Oh wow, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
that
have to
would
sign
be crazy.
you have to sign a waiver if you want to book it, where basically you have to say if you get injured or die on the way there or in there, the company that takes you there does not take any responsibility.
Yep.
And if you die in there, they won't get your body. They'll leave you there.
Oh Well, that's not 100%.
someone has to come and get you.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
They will.
I'm sure.
get it.
I'm sure
They
the
won't
help
just-
people get you.
Yeah, you're gonna be semi-life.
But they won't take full responsibility.
Lifeless flighted out of there. But I think those two places would be amazing to go see because of, and I can't remember which one was the. It was a tuberculosis hospital and an insane asylum, but I can't remember the name of it, so I didn't add it to my list.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the one in. Oh,
It's a big
fuck.
one too. They see
It's
shadow figures
huge.
there.
Yeah.
They see all kinds of stuff. I believe one person who gave tours there. He gave tours there. Yeah. I believe that there's a doppelganger there
Yeah.
too. That would be crazy to catch. You know, that would be crazy to catch.
Yeah.
So-
That would be freaking nuts.
Doppelgangers, you can't really catch on camera, can you? You just see in person with someone that you would know.
Yeah. It looks like somebody who's there.
Yep.
It'll look like somebody who's there, and
Yep.
I think that would be fascinating to see them. You know, if you could catch them on camera,
Right.
and you got camera proof that the person's actually somewhere else.
Yeah. That would
Man,
be
that's some
freaking
Twilight Zone real life shit right there.
Yeah, it's why if we ever did go ghost hunting, we'd have to all get a personal like body cam or something. So then we
Oh,
still
yeah.
have
I mean, I've already got
proof
a
that.
GoPro that I can use.
I don't have a GoPro, but I do have an older. It's kind of an older, but it is a night vision camera.
I was really hoping you were going to say a Magnavox.
Yeah, I've just casually just got a wind up
With a
fucking
V-
recorder.
With a VHS
Yep.
deal in it. No, it is digital. It's way off in the other room, or I'd be like right here.
Yep.
But I do have one. I need to get a new one. I need to get a new one of these. This thing's got a fisheye on it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Makes me look all distorted and weird and shit. Makes me look bigger than I am. No, that's not true.
You should get the one that I've got.
Probably.
It's not too bad.
No, that's not too bad. But out of all three of us, I think Tango's camera's the better one.
Hey, really?
Yeah, at least from my point of view, it looks like I thought I saw something.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, that's all I need. Standing here, light anomaly fly by. I thought it was like a moth or something behind me.
Could have been one of Michael's mini drones that he's been trying to build.
He's not even here.
I know. Let me see. I got this one off of Amazon. It was pretty cheap. Let me find it real quick.
Well, you
Did you?
Caleb, you starting to slowly notice that you've had loads of little spooks going around the side of your camera.
Have you seen the?
Yeah,
I
I've
haven't been
seeing
looking
them
at me.
continuously.
I haven't been looking at them. I've been looking at you guys. I haven't been looking at my camera. I'm over here. I'm like, now I'm starting to see stuff look like things floating around and shit.
Yeah, and then Alyssa's attempt of staying out the camera. at the
Alyssa's
bottom
over
left.
there. She just got here. She just got here. But what the heck?
She was picking up some paperwork from the floor, and she tried getting in like the bottom right, the bottom left of the corner to try and like, not be seen. And then her face just point blank there.
This camera I bought I bought it off of Amazon. It's 1080p, which is good, good quality. 110 degree wide angle lens, so it gives a good wide. It doesn't have the fisheye effect.
I think
but it's
mine's 120. So
Talk to you in a little bit. We're almost done.
it was $26 for my camera, but it's got a $5 coupon on it right now, so it'll only be $21.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how
That's
much I
this
spent
camera.
on mine. I'd have to really look it up.
It's right there. Amazon.
Nice. Send
that's
me a
what mine
link.
looks like.
Send me a link.
I'll send
to
you
it.
a link. Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason that my quality isn't too good with the camera of mine because I haven't actually messed around with the settings yet. Because I don't think I've actually set it to 1080p. I think it's still set to the default settings.
I thought it was just
Wait,
because you were
what?
British.
You can change that?
Yeah.
I'll have to look into mine then. Maybe I can change mine. Mine's not that old. So
All right, I just sent it in our podcast chat.
All right, cool. There it is. Ba-dee-doo.
Yeah.
Well, we have actually gone over on our time. I think.
No.
Oh no, not
Really
yet.
late.
The live thing, not the live
Yeah.
thing. We're about to hit it. I could talk for hours on this. I could talk for days on this subject because
Absolutely.
I am thoroughly fascinated with this particular subject right here. You know, I think I was 10 years old when I lost my grandma. Mm-hmm. And this maybe this will lead into the next episode. I'm not sure yet. But I had a feeling about it. I've had some intuition feelings about things that have kind of given me, you know, red flags. Something's off. This is wrong. I don't know. Something's weird about this. I can kind of tell when people are lying.
Right.
You know, and so it's one of those. You know, I thought, well, maybe I can talk to Grandma. Maybe, you know, something like that if that was real. And
nice.
you know, and so it was. Dadgum! I still see that stuff move. There it goes again. Is there a fly in here?
There probably is. Yeah, I see. It is a bug. It's 100% a bug.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Y'all are just sitting here watching shit float around me, acting like nothing's wrong. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
You're in the lower half of the United States, so bugs are constant.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have
They're all over the
bugs up
place.
here. We've got 4 feet of snow outside right now. There's no bugs up here.
It's
See,
too
'cause
cold
it's
for a
like-
bug to even exist.
Right,
Pretty
right.
much.
Well, I every once in a while I just see it dip in and dip back out, and it's like, and you can see at least on my screen, there's like a trail of, you know, when I move.
Yeah.
There's a trail.
Yeah.
There it
Motion
goes.
blur. Yeah,
See,
motion blur.
that's got to be a fly. Man, bugs.
It's where we find out that your house is actually haunted and you've just been sat there listening to you. It's like, why haven't you mentioned me yet?
Okay, fine. Since you brought it up,
Bro, I've been here all the time.
since you brought it up, my house is. There is something in my house,
Yeah.
but I don't think it would want to show itself on camera because to kind of, you know, when you wind up in a subject or in a situation like this, you know, you purchase your house, the rules are set when you buy the house. Most people don't understand this. Okay, you don't just walk into the house and be like, oh, hey, all right, okay, well, this thing was here before me, blah, blah, blah. No, I paid money for this place. This is my place. Okay, you're here by my graces. I'm letting you stay. And if you don't like it, there are ways to get you out of the house. So here's the thing. Don't care if you're here. I don't want to see you, and I don't want to hear you. This is the rule. I don't want that interaction, not in my home. You know what I mean?
Got to close the line of contact.
So, if you want to be here, don't show yourself. You don't say anything. You don't. I don't want sounds. None of that. All right.
Basically, Caleb's saying you sit on the fucking couch, you watch the fucking TV, and you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I want to hear my TV. I don't want to hear you. I want to see the TV. I don't want to see. Yeah. Well, you know, and so when Tracy got here, my ex-girlfriend, she got here, she moved in, all that stuff. You know, she was trying to make the house her own, right? Well, what's wrong with that situation? That's changing possession of the building.
Yes.
So what happens? Things start happening. She's hearing footsteps. Things are being moved. Not my things. I don't hear them. I don't hear the footsteps. I don't see nothing. No. But she is. And so when that happens, then she starts freaking out. I'm like, it's like, okay, I addressed it. I already know something's here. But this is the deal. This is how it's going to be. You know, rules are set. Well, Tracy ends up leaving. We break up and all that and whatever. Everything goes calm. quiet, nothing happens.
What would you expect? The ghost is probably thinking, if I even make a ghost fart, he's going to beat me senseless with a frying pan.
He's gonna pull out the holy oil on me, man.
Well, I've been really thinking about this. What is it that would hurt a shadow figure most? A lightsaber. I own 2. That's right. Imagine, and it's just like a beam. Oh man, seriously? It's not like it would cut him up. No, it just like hit him like a like you're whacking him with a bat.
Yeah. All you hear is like from the shadows, just like, why, man? Just why? Why have you hit me on the head with a lightsaber?
Now I want to die first, so I can go to Caleb and like make myself appear as a shadow.
So you can get your ass kicked by a lightsaber.
No, not just that. I want you to pull out the saber and swing it at me. So, and then I'm gonna go, I hate you.
Or you just turn up to him while he's asleep and just like, okay, I'm now ready to test it.
God, that'd be funny.
Yeah, that would be funny. Don't die first.
On today's podcast, we tested this is true.
On today's podcast, Tango said this is what he was going to do the day after he died. We're going to stand here and see if he can do this.
Yep.
And then it'll be like, come on, man. What are you doing? Are you chickening out now? Don't want to get hit by a...
It was your idea.
This was your idea
in the first place.
Before that, what I could do, I could go like up in the corner, up in the corner of your room, and appear as a shadow. So you pull out the lightsaber, and then I'm gonna go. I have the high ground.
That won't matter.
I think it'd be even worse if you just like drop from the ground, like from the ceiling, just be like, Obi Kenobi, hello there.
Hello there.
do like in a freaking like cartoon where the shadow just kind of drops and then forms up.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Yeah. See, we'd be horrible ghosts. We'd just end up being like full of just dad jokes and memes.
Absolutely.
Well, the other thing I would want to do, like, be if this was closed and I appear and Caleb pulls out the saber, I'd go, oh, really? Well, I can do this. And then phase through the door.
What can you do?
Then he'd just be there like, damn.
That's when I kick holes through the walls and doors that you pass through. You think that's going to save you?
You can phase through them. I can go
through them too.
Just fucking playing hide and seek with a ghost. It's like, you can go in that room. I'm coming through that door.
Yeah, that's right.
Peekaboo. Goof.
Well, okay. We didn't get off topic. That's great.
No,
we didn't get off topic. we have actually gone for an hour and almost 45 minutes now. So an hour and 40 minutes on the live, which didn't work apparently. Did you ever get it back?
I captured the live.
Oh
yeah. All it was is because I bought a new tablet just specifically for this. I forgot that I didn't sign into my Twitch so I could watch the stream on there to make sure it's all still working.
Okay.
So when I've logged in there, it logged me out of the actual browser. I thought it stopped. No, it just because I need to refresh and log back in.
Oh. So did we get any?
I've literally had you guys. I've had you guys here on it the entire time. That's what I was messing around with.
Oh, okay. Did you get any comments afterwards? Anybody talking about?
Yeah, we had Malice join and everything like that, and I think because the next time I think I do it, I'm probably going to have the Evil Crew join as well, which is obviously the chap that we play with.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to join whenever we put it up on the Discord group that we're in with him, And the minute I put it up, that's when Malice joined, and then Michael joined. I think Eva probably stopped by but didn't say anything.
Yeah, I like it. I like getting interaction with the people who are watching.
audience.
So yeah, because this is a discussion. It's not just us up here talking. We're not just talking heads like on some of those TV shows and stuff.
Yep.
We are by no means experts, and we're just asking questions and wanting to discuss what we think about it. And
We are experts at being dumb.
Very true.
we're just
That's
three
really
guys.
I don't
about-
think we could put it true anyway.
We're just three guys with a bunch of questions, and I'm pretty sure the more we dig into it, the more questions we'll have. Not necessarily the more we'll learn,
No.
especially
Yeah,
with
right.
some of this stuff. So we are definitely going to come back to this subject again because
Oh, yeah.
I can talk about this for days.
Forever.
For days.
Forever. And we have locations we want to go to in the future, especially after I get back home to Texas.
Oh yeah, man. That is I'm going to do that with the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
You-
conveniently, just while we're talking, someone named Demon Trash has just joined to the low.
Oh,
What up?
hello. Welcome to the stream. We're trying to I'm trying to close it out because we've been going too long. We're supposed to go only for about an hour and a half is what we decided, I think.
Ish, yeah.
Right
Give or
about an
take.
hour and a half. So but
Depending
we're
on
getting
the
there. But
subject.
I do appreciate anybody who joins in and says hello.
Absolutely.
Hello back.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Demon Trash.
We are going to when do we want to do this again? We might as well talk about this while we're up and we're talking.
Not next weekend.
No, not next weekend.
It's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
I got my kids next weekend.
Yeah. We could do the 19th. That's 2 weeks from now.
The 19th?
True.
Are you good?
We could come up with the topic.
You good with every other weekend?
I'm
Every
good
other
with
Sunday?
every other weekend. I'm good with, for the most part, unless, subject to change, But
Right.
for the most part, yeah,
Things
every other
happen.
weekend I'm pretty good with. Yeah.
So I think every other Sunday seems to be a good time. The same time we started, right about, it's 5 o'clock my time. That's Central.
Yeah. It'll be about 4 or 5 Central, varying depending on when we wake up.
Yeah, so
And obviously,
it's like
I'll be awake at this time anyways, so...
Yeah.
it's like 11 p.m. when we started at yours, Prunes, for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And about, 2 in the
That's why
afternoon?
that's why dominantly
Yep, 2 for me.
people...
2 in the
Yeah.
afternoon for
It's why dominantly
Tango.
people will, from America, will mainly join my stream, because obviously, by the time that I decide to actually stream, everyone's asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully I can get my live going and we can get some. I don't know that there'll be a whole bunch of people watching, but hopefully I can get some people on here and watching with us on my side too.
Pretty nice. Yeah.
That would be cool. Well, that is it for now for the Ghosts and Hauntings episode of Theories Unexplained. I think we're still in the process of getting this thing up and running. This is only episode 2.
Yep. Been
Yeah.
a little over a month since our last recording.
But to be fair, though,
oh, yeah.
this is how we have to explain it, though, ain't it? Like, we are still working people. We ain't
Yeah.
full-time
We've got
streamers where we
lives.
can
Right.
just get on and do this. It's
As
like,
much,
we
as much
actually
fun
do
as this
work.
is for us, there's a very important aspect here where
We're not getting paid.
Yeah, no,
So-
we're not.
Very true.
I'm serious. You need to, Auntie. You need to knock that sign down. He's not getting paid for Monster. Okay. If that comes down, you need to tell me. You gotta get up. You gotta get up, record
yeah, I
it,
will.
and
I
absolutely.
will take a picture if that comes down. I will take a picture, and if I can find Auntie B moving shit, I will, because conveniently saying that, I acquired a new security camera that is motion activated.
Oh,
So I want to see one
So-
of 3 things happen. I want to see 1, that monster sign come off the wall.
That would
2,
be cool.
Iron Man's mask fall down. 3, the one I really want to see. I want to see the First Order troopers stand up.
Just start climbing over stuff.
Go from sitting there just.
Because to be fair,
stand
I think it is standing.
I've got two. Yeah, it is standing, but it's slouched back. So if it does
okay.
stand up, that means it's moved.
Up, completely upright. Yeah.
that would be so cool to see. That'd be cool to see.
And yes, Demons, you are the one that played with me. I am the British guy.
Yeah.
He's the bloke. He's the bloke, bruv.
He's probably like, why are you doing this? Why aren't you playing a video game? What kind of crap is this?
Well, to be fair, though, it's like Demons. Yeah, it's like Demon said. This is a complete opposite side of me because a lot of people only see the gaming side of me, which is pure rage.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Well, Tango, you can say whatever you want. The reason why I raged on 7 Days Ago was because of you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I don't know what you're on about at all.
What happened?
So, in 7 Days to Die, it's basic, ain't it? You live till 7 days, and then, on the 7th day, you got a big fuck-off storm of zombies coming at you.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, on top of a roof, sits there and breaks the shit that I'm standing on, and then I get bombarded by about 70 zombies that are hungry for my flesh. I'm screaming like a little girl. He's laughing, and then you got Brony just sat there putting chairs down.
All around the place, like, what are you doing? I'm
every single
decorating.
time. Yeah, every single time we came back to the base that we'd made, it was full of chairs. If we left Brownie on his own.
Oh, wow.
Not only was it full of chairs, they were in spots you didn't even know you could place shit half the time. Like, how is that there? It's literally, there'd be chairs in, like, the furthest corner of the ceilings everywhere, and it's like, how did you even get, how?
Oh, wow.
How do?
Do you remember the chair that he got floating in the middle of the room? So we never destroyed it. It was the only chair that we didn't take down. He got a chair in the middle of the room, didn't get in our way, it was just floating.
Yep.
But in that game, there's gravity, so everything that floats should fall.
Right.
And it was the only thing that didn't. So we just left it there.
There was a really bad instance where we all left for the morning and to go do missions and gather supplies and such. And Prune and I come back because we ended up meeting up, so we came back. And we come back to a fucking base that the exterior is now essentially built out of chairs. The roof is built out of chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of spikes, we have chairs around the property. We go inside, and it's just chairs of every kind.
The worst part is, the only thing that wasn't a chair was the door and the chests.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
Wow.
Because he even destroyed our beds. He destroyed our beds because we had beds, but then we had to put bedrolls down, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Remember, we had beds because we sat there and spent the time to get the fucking metal for it. Because you know how much of a ball like that was.
Yeah.
He destroyed the beds that are ridiculously hard to make and replaced them with chairs.
Because he is the chair.
Because he's a dick.
He's... Prune didn't even say anything. He was so mad. He just said, fuck this, and he fucking started throwing Molotovs at everything. He was so irritated.
I fucking burnt everything to the ground because I sat there and me and Tango, we would work for the materials. We wouldn't sit there and hope for it to turn up.
Right.
We was going out every day, grabbing materials, and if we both caught a zombie, we would bully it. Fair enough, like, you know. Because like me and Tango, we loved bullying the lumber ones, wasn't it? The ones that didn't go down so easy.
Yep.
You could hit him multiple times with the melee weapon and he wouldn't go down. So you had me and Tango just one hit, walk away, and then Tango would go and it's like one hit, walk away.
Yeah, we'd be tagging out. It's like, wham! All right, you're up.
And don't get me wrong, Molotovs was great, but they had a one downfall to them. Sometimes it would blow up in your hand for no fucking reason.
If you didn't throw it at like the exact perfect pixel angle, it would just, as soon as you threw it, it just right in front of you and you'd be on fire.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Tango used to love it whenever you'd hear me say, fuck, he knows how to throw a Molotov room.
It'd be in the middle of a horde night and it just, you hear the of glass and then fuck.
But don't get me wrong, when me and Tango got pistols or an actual weapon that you used ammunition on, we was very good. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my pistols, but Tango was more long range. That's why when I remember when we first found our scope, and it was a 12 times, wasn't it?
It was an 8 time.
I think, yeah, me and Tango protected that with our life to get it back to that base. We was getting attacked by everything.
Because we had
we
this is
sat
the
there,
first
it's like
one
they-
we found, and we had one rifle at the base, and it was like, oh, go!
And I'm sure, didn't it take us like 20 minutes of running and walking to be able to get back to the base while being attacked by wild animals, zombies, and I'm sure we was in a server with players at the time as well, wasn't we?
We might have been, I don't remember.
Because all I remember is that we kept on seeing things, and you never seen me panic so much because I was the one that had it on me. And then when I died, Tango grabbed it, so now I'm running back from the base trying to grab my shit to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And we passed each other at one point, and you see him running away to 10 zombies running towards me.
You
it was a trip.
You know, this is probably a good time to go ahead and announce that we're thinking about doing a second podcast of just this kind of thing. I don't know if anybody's still watching, but this kind of thing where we're having a discussion about other stuff and not this unexplained stuff that we find fascinating. Yeah, we're just gonna hang out and have a drink and
have a chat
and talk. So about whatever, if anybody wanted to, ask us something on the chat
Chat.
Yep. Hopefully,
now, if you wanted to ask us on the interwebs, then we would actually answer you
on the interwebs. That's right.
Hey, I can't say much. If I don't wear my knee brace, I have to walk around with a walking stick now. That's how bad my knee's getting.
Oh,
so old.
Wow. He's not that old.
80.
He's
80.
He's like just as
I'm
old
23.
as Michael. Yeah, he's Michael's age.
3. And I have to walk around with a walking stick. By the time I'm 30, I'm going to be fucking disabled.
He's going to be in a wheelchair.
Can I retire now?
Exactly.
No, you have to pay the king. Can't retire till you've paid off the king.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I don't owe shit to that sausage finger.
All right. Let's close out the stream now. At least this part of it. I'm going to end the recording here in a second. We're going to try, you said 2 weeks from now, right? Sunday, same time, 5 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Alaskan. Is that what it's called?
It's something else, but I'd just say Alaskan.
Okay. And
nothing else in the time zone except maybe Hawaii.
And 11 p.m. in the UK.
Yep.
Do you have different time zones in the UK?
No, they are in one. They're not big enough. They're the.
I didn't think
this country's the size of Alabama.
Yeah, but to be fair though, I think it's like at least a minute difference if you go to Wales. And that's the far end of Wales as well, like near the ocean.
So
our country has 6 time zones. His country's the size of Alabama.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I couldn't find any other place to track but London. So
yeah.
So I do have a setup so that I can see what time zone, what time it is in both of you guys' places on my phone.
Well, in a few months, you won't have to worry about anything other than the British time zone because I'll be in the same time zone as you.
That'll be awesome.
Yes.
That'll be awesome.
And technically, Tango, I haven't told you this, but I have told Caleb. I'm coming down near October time.
Mm-hmm.
So if your ass isn't in Texas by then, I'm going to personally drag you by your nutsack from Alaska all the way down to Oklahoma so we can all go and have a drink.
Oh, no, I'll be in Texas by then. It should be by the summer
that we
were down there.
You know what would be cool? Is if we did a Drink with the Guys podcast live in front of us.
Yeah.
Actually in front of us. Right here. Just all of us.
You need to build a bar for us then. Or get a nice table for us to sit around.
I have a fold-up table. I have a big enough dining room. So
the other issue is trying to make sure that no one else is around to come and disturb.
I haven't got too much of an issue because I have got a wireless microphone that has 2 microphones, so
Oh, that's cool.
I've got audio.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And they only cost me 30 quid as well. And as you can tell, they don't sound too bad. They sound better than the fucking microphone I had attached to the desk.
Although you are quite loud. Even now, still a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But-
turned them down for me in the Discord. You can adjust individual volumes.
How do I do that? Do I click on his face? There we go.
Yeah, on his name, you left click, and then you've got.
I think I had to turn him up for some reason before. Now to say something.
Yeah, that's when I was using the fucking stupid microphone that's attached to the desk because I kept on leaning back, didn't I? So I kept on going really quiet.
Okay, there we go.
That's why I specifically wanted
think that's
a
better.
microphone that clipped to my chest. So then when I lean back, you can still hear me.
Next time we need to do like a sound test or something before we start the stream.
Yeah, we need. Well, I was here early. No one else was here, so.
I saw you on.
Well,
no, I got on
we couldn't
first.
get a hold of you for 2 days.
I was here first.
So it's a surprise that you was here early.
No, you weren't.
Yeah,
I was
no.
here
Was that-
first. I just didn't go.
No.
I just didn't have my camera on. I was fighting
No,
with my
you were
camera.
not- there was no one in the Discord at all. I looked and I'm like, no one's here. Click, I'm in. And you were just in a different podcast section of the Discord.
Was I?
Yes, because we have
You was
2.
probably in the guys.
Yeah, I was
'cause we
under
have-
the category of drink with the guys
Oh,
instead of theories unexplained. I was in the wrong one, but that was my fault. But I was still here in the Discord first.
Yeah, at least you was here early this time rather than late.
Yeah, well,
anyways,
You was
let
20
me
minutes late to the
close.
last one.
Let me close out the podcast. All right,
Yes.
thanks for listening, and to all of you who actually watched us on Twitch stream and all that, and live and commented. I appreciate you, and we will catch you next time, 2 weeks from now.
yep.
Like I said, I've already said it enough. So 2 weeks from now, we'll catch you later, and well, good night.